Choose a position where you feel best supported. So whether that's on your back, whether it's on your side, some of you might like to lie on your front. So just find the position where you can particularly take any tension away from the back of the head, the back of the hips, resting your upper body weight into the space across your shoulders, your lower body weight into the space from the back of your sacrum all the way down to the back of your heels. If you've chosen to extend your legs, perhaps position the feet and the hands equal distance from the midline of the body. I often remind you at this time that turning the palms up to the ceiling is a good idea. It just gives the shoulder space, lets the weight of the collarbones release to the floor. Take a moment to relax the tongue in the well of the mouth. Unclench the jaw. Soften the temples and relax the space between the eyebrows. Think of letting go of all the muscles in the face, through the front of your body, allowing the muscles at the back of your body to widen, to soften. And feel the weight of your bones sink towards the earth beneath you. Bring your focus now to the breath at the tip of your nose. Your full attention on the cooling sensation of the breath as you inhale, the warming sensation as you exhale. Maintain your focus on the breath. And rather than feeling the pressure of forcing the mind to be quiet, think about the mind shifting channels. As you continue with your deep inhalation, your lengthened exhalation, slow yourself down so that you can be more aware of your body. Let any negative thoughts float by while you return to your breath. Remember, your breath is positive energy. We call this prana. Feel its motion bringing you into a deeper self. Settle your energy within the bounds of your body. Feeling that prana to every cell, every organ. Now become aware of your toes. Wiggle them. And note the beautiful feeling of awakening the feet. Next, bring your awareness to your ankles. As you continue with your breath, move your focus up your legs to your knees. Now continue to bring your attention to your strong thighs. Note how grounding the thighs feel. Inwardly thank the thighs for holding you up. Then bring your awareness to your pelvic area. Acknowledge that many of us hold tension here. You might want to inwardly say, I recognize you. I'm going to learn about you and love you. You are part of me. Now move your awareness to your belly. Are you holding any tension here? Do you feel any warmth or discomfort here? The navel chakra is where we process emotions. Soothe and heal this area by bringing loving awareness to your belly. Now lift your focus to your chest now, where your heart chakra resides, the center for unconditional love. Make your heart chakra your friend, so you can be loving to yourself. Soften in and around the heart chakra and feel a shower of positive energy coursing through your heart. Return here often to feel the nurturing energy. Now expand this awareness into your shoulders, your arms, your wrists, all the way down to your beautiful hands. Feel and move each finger. These are all an extension of the heart chakra. Next, bring your attention to your neck. Know that the communication chakra resides in the throat area. Notice if you feel any tension here that would stop you from expressing yourself. Send love to this area and feel your throat chakra soften. Now return your awareness to your head. Feel your beautiful face, your ears, your mouth, eyes, nose, and that space between your eyebrows. This is the center for intuition. Allow yourself a moment to rest here. Perhaps you might catch a glimpse of swirling purple in your mind's eye as we tune in. Now finally bring your attention to the top of your head. This is the crown chakra. Your center here is a white light. And this connects you to your higher self. Feel the inspiration that emanates from here. Now take a moment to scan your body from head to toe, checking in with all of those parts of the body who've just woken up, and inwardly say thank you for the experience of feeling present in your body, here and now. Affirm to yourself, I am ready to come into my full power. I am ready to come into my full power. I am ready to come into my full power and to start the work of our practice this evening. Return your focus to that deep breath in. This time exhaling through the mouth. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. After this next full breath in through the nose, release your breath with an audible sigh. Become aware again of the gentle weight of your body against the floor beneath you. And prepare to return sensation to the body. Let's gently again wiggle those fingers and toes. Rotate the wrists and the ankles. If your knees are bent or your legs are widened, draw the feet a little closer together, extending the legs along the mat. Inhale to lift both arms overhead and take a long stretch through the front of the body. As you exhale, hug the right knee to the chest, gently placing the hand to either the shin or the back of the thigh. Then direct that right knee out towards your right shoulder. Inhale again to return to center. Then inhale to take a length through the body again, pointing through fingers and toes. Exhaling now to draw the left thigh in. Hands to either shin or back of the thigh. Redirecting the knee out to the left shoulder, applying gentle pressure here to create space in the lower back. Draw the knee back to center. Then inhale, lengthen once more. Take a full stretch through the body. Bring the feet to flexion, drawing the toes towards the shins, taking hold of the right wrist with the left hand, then gently pulling your upper body to the side. So effectively creating a stretch to the right of the waist and the ribcage. Inhale to return to center, lengthening again through fingers and toes. Then right hand to left wrist. Bring the feet back to flexion and draw the upper body over to the right side, increasing that stretch to the left of the waist and the ribcage. Inhale again to return to center and take once more a full body stretch. On an out breath, hug both knees to the chest, placing the hands to the shins. Then permit yourself a gentle rock from one hip to the other, easing over any tension that may be present through the sacrum, through the lower back. Then return to center. Take the hands away from the shins, widen the arms, palms ideally about shoulder height position, knees drawn in towards the belly. Then as you exhale, gently roll both knees to the right, turning your gaze along the length of the left arm. Notice the resistance points. Do you feel tension in the middle back? Do you feel any tightness through the chest? Try to keep easing that left shoulder to the floor, breathing to the space where you feel the tension. Then as you exhale, draw the tummy button in and roll the knees back to center. Exhaling to gently roll the knees to the opposite side. This time, the weight of the right shoulder to the floor. Once more, sending the breath to the parts of the body that need it most. Exhaling to release any tension, any fatigue. Then on the next out breath, draw the tummy button in and roll both knees back towards center. Replace both feet on the mat. Now we'll draw the feet together, rolling the knees out so that we get to a stretch in the inner thigh. Then lift both arms overhead. You might find you can rest the backs of the hands on the floor, encouraging more release, more opening through the chest and the shoulders. If this is too tight, perhaps try widening the arms, bending the elbows, and allowing gravity to release any tension in the inner thighs, drawing the knees towards the floor. Notice that natural lift in the lower back. Then on the next exhalation, engage the core. Draw the tummy button towards the spine and slide the thighs back towards one another. Reposition the hands either side of the hips, palms turned up to the ceiling, and walk the feet a little bit closer towards the bottom. Try to keep the heels hip width apart, the inner sides of the feet parallel. As you push equally into the soles of the feet, lift the bottom from the mat. At this stage, just check in and make sure the knees haven't rolled open. Inhale to press the shins forward, lift the thighs, lift the hip flexors. Feel that opening through the belly and the chest. Clench the buttocks, engage those deep muscles in the buttocks. Then on and out breath, gently release down, rolling vertebra by vertebra through middle back, into the lower back. And let those wide muscles of the back fully ease into the floor beneath you. Take the arms wide again. Come back to that T formation with the hands, so palms turned up to the ceiling, hands at shoulder height. Bring the right foot up and over, resting the ankle on the outside of the left thigh. No fancy moves here. Just bring that right knee over the midline of the body and travel that right knee down to your left hand side. It might feel more comfortable to turn your gaze along the length of the right arm. I'm mindful that many of us will be working from home this week, and we're probably not set up in the right way for our desk, for our laptops. So I've just put in a few extra releases tonight, particularly for lower back and for that space between the shoulders. As you exhale, draw the tummy button in. We'll use that strength in the core to roll the weight of the leg back to center. Unhook that right knee. Bring the left up and over, and just repeat the same twist to the opposite side. You might feel there's a little more resistance on the second side. So take your time, allowing the weight of the knee to gently release you to the floor. Breathe into that open space at the side of the rib cage. And let go of that built-up tension in the lower back. As you exhale, draw the tummy button in and roll both knees back towards center. Unhook that left knee, then draw both knees again in towards the chest, hands to the shins, and a little rock and roll from one side to the other. So at this point, I'm just going to ask you to just be mindful of kind of what surrounds you. Make sure that you've got space. My intention is that we'll park the hands underneath the fleshy part of the bottom. So just south of where that flat bone is above the bottom. And then push both heels up towards the ceiling. So again, coming back to that point I made about that tension that exists in the lower back. Sometimes that can be because we're tight in the hamstrings, and sometimes it's because posturally we've ended up kind of modifying and we're not really that comfortable. So lower the heels down, that will take the tension away from the hamstrings and push a little more keenly through the soles of the feet. So we're engaging more with the core muscles. That helps with lower back pain. So this is the point where we need to be mindful of what's around us, because on the next out breath, keeping the core engaged, we're going to take the feet wide. So we're just allowing gravity to widen the legs. Because of the weight of the legs, you'll feel that there's a little bit more of a pull on the inner thigh. As you exhale, engage the core, and we're going to slide the feet towards one another to a count of 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Let's keep the feet parked where they are. We're now just going to take the right out, keeping the left lengthened. Now, if you're feeling this in your lower back, perhaps try bending the left knee. It will give you a little more control of that lower back pain. So on an out breath, right leg out, 3, 2, and 1. Then exhale, draw the tummy button in, back to center, 3, 2, and 1. Take the opposite foot out, 3, 2, and 1. Then back to center, 3, 2, and 1. Let's hug both knees again in towards the chest. And I'm sorry, but it was a good one to get cracking on with. Now replace both feet on the mat. I'm just going to do that bridge lift one more time. So hands either side of the hips, feet hip width apart, knees ensuring they stay in traction with the hips, then push down into the soles of the feet, lift the bottom from the floor. Press the shins forward, lift the thighs a little higher, lift the sternum up towards the chest. The chin even. Then as you exhale, roll down again, vertebra by vertebra. And take your time, enjoy this sensation of releasing, allowing the small of the back to fully connect with the floor. On an out breath, draw both knees in. Then in your own time, choose the side which is most welcoming for you. If you have low blood pressure, left will be best. Then when you're ready, sit yourself up. And we'll just see who we've got that's still wide awake. You're not looking wide awake. You're all looking very pretty though. I'm loving all the matching yoga gear. As this goes on, we can do yoga in our pajamas because no one can see us. So please, can you come to a crossed leg position? We're going to start with the right hand behind the right hip. We're going to take the left hand onto the right knee. Inhale to lift up out of the sit bones. Then as you exhale, use the side of the rib cage to draw you into a gentle twist here. So there's no need to pull the knee towards you. Keep those knees heavy, relaxed. The action is in the rib cage. Inhale, press into the palms, lengthen through the spine and lift both arms overhead. We'll start in a comfortable Y position, so there's no tension. Press through the fingertips, draw the weight of the sit bones back to the floor and just feel how that's lengthening the spine. On the next exhale, opposite hand to opposite knee. So left hand behind the hip for stability as we come into the twist on this side. As you inhale, lift and return the chest to center. Now extend both arms forward. Bring the palms together, right forefinger over left with palms open towards the heart. Elbows soft, shoulders relaxed. As you exhale, draw the tummy button in and curve the spine towards the back of the room, gently nodding the chin to the chest. As you inhale, lift up out of the sit bones, turn the hands inside out. Remain lengthened through the spine as you extend the arms up overhead, palms parallel to the ceiling, shoulders release towards the ears, core engaged. Relax the knees. On the next exhalation, draw the tummy button in, then bring the hands back again towards the chest. Invert the hands towards the heart, then separate. Bring the hands behind, left forefinger over right, shoulder blades drawn together, core engaged, and we want to avoid pushing forward in this position. So keep the back of the head lined up with the tailbone as we lift the arms away from the lower back. So gently opening through the chest, easing tension again in the shoulders. There's a theme here, isn't there? Then bring the hands back to the lower back. Just release, relax. Perfect. Let's switch the leg crossover. So opposite foot in front, behind. We'll come into a little bit of extension now. So extend the right hand away. We want to keep the connection underneath the right palm as we look up towards the fingers of the left hand. So check in if you have lifted your left sit bone from the mat. Let's keep it nicely weighted. Draw that right elbow in towards the waist. Keep looking up to the fingertips of the left hand. Keep pressing that left sit bone to the floor and extend to stretch through the side of the body. Inhale to lift and come back to center. Open through the chest. Release that elbow in again. Keep looking up to the fingertips. Keep the sit bones square. Pressing and lengthening through the arm. Then inhale to lift and come back towards center. For more release through the chest, we'll have both hands behind the hips, shoulder blades drawn together. So first position is simply to lift the sternum. Avoid dropping the head back. We don't want to put any tension in the neck. So open the chest towards the ceiling. Second position is to press the shins forward and increase that stretch down through the front of the body. So into the hip flexors, into the thighs. Then as you exhale, release back towards center. Good. Lift up again out of the sit bones. Now bring the soles of the feet together. Resting the hands either around the toes or around the ankles. Gently drawing the chest forward and try not to grip hold with the hands. Every out breath, just coming a little more deeply into this space. Every in-breath, lifting the chest, then easing. I can see the people that don't like this posture are going, yeah, I'll probably just sit this one out. Gabby. Inhale, lift the chest and come back to center. Take hold of the right foot. So the perfect way is index finger, middle finger around the big toe, and then just grab the thumb behind and then push through the heel. See the perfect way, I'm all wonky now. So we're remaining lifted out the sit bone. It's a straight line from the back of the head to the tailbone. Inner thigh rather than too much hamstring action. Then bring that foot back to center. Remain lifted out the sit bones. Take hold of the opposite toe and push. Beautiful. So nice straight line. I've extended my arm because sometimes you can see your line better when you're extended. Then bring that foot back to center, engage the core. We need core engagement to be able to lift both feet. So if you're too close to the couch, the coffee table, the step into the playroom, you will bang your head. Nice move there, Julie. That's better. Then draw the soles of the feet together. Good. Lift up out of the sit bones. Extend the right leg away. Bring the sole of the left foot to rest on the inside of the thigh. Sorry, I've done the opposite to you. Lift up out of the sit bones and then use the hands to gently walk forward. Now you won't get far before that sit bone of the extended leg wants to lift off the floor. So don't cheat yourself of the benefits. Keep both sit bones level and ease the elbows towards the mat. Towards, not on, don't worry. Then push down into the palms, lift the chest and gently walk back to center. Extend the opposite leg. Bring that foot in, lift up out of the sit bones. And if you're feeling any pulling behind the knee, just give the knee a little lift. I'd rather the knees were protected in this posture. So it's hand over hand. We don't need to walk too far forward. All we're doing is lifting the shoulders then. And then ease the elbows towards the floor. Toe pointing up towards the ceiling. Nice. Beautiful. Then press into the palms, bring your gaze to the end of the fingertips and walk back towards center. Extend both legs. I've realized actually that you're getting a lot of the stuff that I need tonight because I am one of those people that's trying to work from home and my chair is just not right. My lower back's killing me. So take a little walk forward. And again, elbows might be an option. If you really fancy, you could rest your hands in your head, but that's really fancy. You used to be able to do that, Tilly. Then bring your gaze to the end of the fingertips and gently walk back towards center. Good. Okay, so I've now pretty much prepared you to be able to get on a big Shire horse now. So let's just ease off from all that wide leg business. Bring the legs back into Dandasana. So we're nice and long, lengthened. So when we're in the Dandasana pose, first rule is not to let everything collapse in the spine. So lift up out of the sit bones, roll the shoulders back. Toes pointing up towards the ceiling. And this will just remind the brain that we want to engage these thigh muscles. We want to lengthen the hamstring muscles. And we'll also remind ourselves to keep the core engaged. So on an out breath, draw the tummy button in. On an in breath, bring the hands to an Anjali Mudra. Squeeze the shoulders up, then release the shoulders down away from the ears. Inhale to lift the arms up overhead, positioning the ears between the upper arms. Check in that those toes are still pointing up towards the ceiling, that any warmth that you're feeling in the thighs is firmly, squarely in the center of the thighs. Extend the arms wide. We're bringing the fingertips in towards the thumbs up towards the ceiling. Then draw the shoulder blades together. So focus on the breath here. Every exhalation, letting go of that heat, that tension. Then open the fingers, give them a wiggle. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, engage the core, slide the hands back towards heart. Now position both hands behind the hips. Position of the wrist position here is important here. So avoid perhaps turning the fingers all the way to the back of the room. Perhaps give yourself that little half turn out to the side. Shoulder blades drawn together. Push the soles of the feet down and lift the upper body up. So it's kind of like an upside down plank, this one. It's the opposite way. Wide through the chest, engage through the core. Then sit your bottom back to the mat. Beautiful. So I'm going to come back into Dandasana. I'll change my position because it's easier for you to see. So we're going to bring the right knee in, bring it up. We'll take that foot up and over. Lift up out of the sit bones. Sarah Forest, we're going to come into our body. We're going to squeeze this way. I want you to go the opposite way just for tonight, just to open it out. So we're going to bring the left hand to the right knee, the right hand behind the hip, lift up out of the sit bones, follow the side of the rib cage rather than the shoulder as you come into a twist on this side. So you might have just kind of curled a little bit in the upper back. So inhale, lift up out the sit bones. Push that left toe up towards the ceiling. Then as you exhale, release and relax. Before we get rid of that leg, we're going to take hold again of the big toe. So the left leg's extended forward. We're holding onto the right foot and we're just pushing that heel up towards the ceiling. So not inner thigh this time, into hamstring. Then reposition that foot to the mat. Lift the opposite leg up and over. Nice. Hand to the shin to lift up. And again, we're coming into that twist into the body. Sarah's going to go away from the body. Bringing the elbow over to the opposite knee, if that gives you a deeper twist in this posture. Try to make sure that the extended leg toe is still pointed up to the ceiling. Then as you exhale, release. Face forward again. As you unhook that foot, grab hold of the toe and push the heel up. So we're into the back of the leg. It's really easy for those of us who've got short legs. I'm in the room with two people who've got very long legs and they're just like, how can you even do that? Replace that foot to the floor. Beautiful. So can we please change our position onto all fours? In our all fours position, we're going to have knees hip width apart, wrists under shoulders. We're going to spread the fingers, but keep the elbows nice and soft. So naturally in this position, if we let gravity take over, we end up with the belly flopping towards the floor and a big old curve in the lower back. So be very mindful of drawing the tummy button in, almost as though you're spreading the muscles at the back of the hips, lining up the back of the head with the back of the tailbone so that the spine remains long, and widening through the collarbones. As you exhale, turn the toes under, draw the tummy button up further, and curve the spine towards the ceiling. Just gently nod the chin towards the chest here. Now rest on the tops of the feet. Let's reverse that curve, so we're bringing the chest forward, loosening the lower back. Beautiful. Exhale, roll up, cat stretch, meow. And remember, it's muted, so you can all make as much noise as you like. So everyone who normally comes to class knows when we come to the other one, what's the noise we make? Moo. They don't quite believe me in this room. That is what we do. Come back to that neutral spine position, and we'll walk both hands forward. Press the palms into the mat, keep the elbows soft, and push the sit bones back towards the heels. Level the ears up between the upper arms. Keep pressing the sit bones back towards the heels. We just want length through the spine here. I did promise that tonight was going to be very restorative, a nice stretchy, lengthening class. Inhale to lift the fingertips, pressing the wrists to the mat. Then lower the elbows to the floor and gently slide your body weight forward. Nothing fancy, we're just lowering down onto the mat. So we're connecting the thighs, the belly, the chest with the floor, the elbows either side of the chest, the palms either side of the head. Draw the shoulder blades together. Push into the forearms. Inhale to lift the chest. And in this lifted position, just check in with the buttocks. If you've tensed the buttocks up to lift the weight of the head, relax. Push the thighs to the mat. Inhale to lift the chest forward. As you exhale, look over one shoulder. As you inhale, look ahead. Exhale to look over the other shoulder. Then inhale again to look ahead. Lower all the way down. And we're going to park one hand on top of the other. So the elbows are out. We're going to bring the forehead to just rest on the back of the hands. So that gives us a natural space that we're not kind of squashing the nose against the mat. You might want to widen the feet. You might find it more comfortable to let the heels roll in or roll out. Just let any tension go in the legs. Now return your full focus to the breath. We're going to mindfully return to deep yogic breath. So inhaling to the belly, the chest, the collarbones. Exhaling from the collarbones, the chest, and the belly last. So you want to feel the sensation as you inhale to the belly, that it's lifting you from the floor. Then exhaling to release. Inhaling, feeling yourself lift from the floor. Then exhaling to fully release. One further full rotation, this crocodile pose. Then at the end of that exhalation, take the hands away from under the head, reposition the palms either side of the chest, draw the elbows in, push into the palms, and lengthen back into a child's pose once more. Push into the palms, focus on a deep inhalation to draw the chest forward, and a full exhalation to push the sit bones back. Inhale into cobra, thighs to the mat. Exhale into that Utthita Balasana. Inhaling Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling back. Resting again in child's pose. Then lifting ourselves back up into that all fours position. Spread the fingers, knees hip width apart. Turn the toes under. Push the sit bones back. Keep the core engaged as you lift the knees from the mat and breathe the heels towards the floor. So we have spent a little bit of time loosening off the backs of the legs. Let's do one knee bend at a time. So bend the right knee, push the left heel to the floor, then switch. Try to bring both heels to the floor so you're level. And I want you to mindfully picture creating an inverted V shape. So if your feet are too spread out, you might want to walk them in. Our intention is to lift the tailbone and push the thighs to the back of the room. Then on and out breath, bend the knees, sit back on the heels. If you can bring the forehead to the floor, ideally, or just hang in this space, resting the belly on the thighs, then we'll bring the wrists either side of the ankles. We're just going to rotate the wrists here, loosening off any tension. Then bring yourself back up into this all fours position. Knees again, hip width apart, turning the toes under, exhale, rolling up, coming into cat stretch. Resting on the tops of the feet and inhale, lifting the chest forward. Exhale, rolling up. Then come back to a neutral spine position. Not everyone loves this next posture, so choose it carefully. My intention is to sit you back onto the heels and to lift you up into hero pose. Ideally, we want to be on the flats of the top of the feet. And if you've got any tension, just sit on a full cushion. Do you want a cushion or something? Yes. Roll the shoulders. Squeeze the shoulders up. Then release and let them go. Just gently for a moment, nod the chin towards the chest. Close the eyes, just rest the weight of the head here. Engage the core. And then just gently lift the weight of the head back up again. Okay. So because I'm trying to be mindful of the fact that we want to finish just before this NHS appreciation tonight, I'm going to take you into Shavasana now. So take a few moments if you need them. Big cheer. Take a few moments if you need them to put some socks on, a fleece on, maybe you can pull on a blanket. It's got a little bit chillier again this evening, hasn't it? It's been light again. My window. Oh, I've even turned my light down. And I've got two people here that go to Shavasana together with the same blanket, so isn't that lovely? I know, Helen, your face there is like, oh. So again, please come to the position that's most comfortable to you. It may be that you prefer to lie on your side, on your tummy. It may be that you need to keep your knees bent just to relieve that tension in the lower back. So as you come back into this space on your mat, just take a moment to notice how different your body feels from when we first laid down. We've been quite gentle tonight, but we've done quite a lot of stretching. So you may notice that you've created a little more space in the lower back. We've released that congestion in and around the hips and in the back of the thighs. Once more, I'll remind you to relax the tongue and the well of the mouth, to soften the temples, and to let the weight of your body gently ease towards the floor. Bring your focus back to the breath and find your way back to that full, deep inhalation, that long, steady exhalation. Remind yourself to fill the lungs completely. Then empty the lungs fully. Anytime the attention wanders, return your focus to the breath. Find a single point of focus, perhaps the tip of the nose, perhaps at the base of the throat. Now invite your body to sink into the floor. You're in a safe environment, a protected space. And you can come into stillness now. Remain still, deep rest and deep nourishment. Tune into the rhythm of your breath. Feel your breath flowing through your body. Allow your bones to become heavy. And feel the weight of your body ease a little more deeply into the earth beneath you. Now allow your awareness to travel through your body on a journey of sensation. Simply feel each part of the body as it's mentioned, and without moving, remain still. Welcome all sensation just as it is. Begin with the mouth. Feel your mouth. Feel sensation in your mouth. Feel your jaw, your lips, upper lip, lower lip. Notice where the lips touch. Feel the inside of your mouth, the roof of your mouth, under the tongue, the teeth and gums. Feel from the root of the tongue, through the center of the tongue, to the tip of the tongue. Notice the sense of taste in your mouth. Feel the left inner cheek, the right inner cheek. Now feel all the parts together as a whole. Feel your mouth as sensation, as energy, as a radiant vibration. Feel your nose. Notice the nostrils, the left nostril, the right nostril, both nostrils together. Notice the breath along your nasal passages, And follow those nasal passages all the way back into your head. Become aware of your ears, your right ear, your left ear. Feel the wrinkles and folds of the ears, the backs of the ears, the earlobes and the ear canals. Follow the ear canals into the inner ear. Notice your ears receiving sound, listening. Feel your ears hearing. Feel your eyes rested behind the eyelids. Feel each eyelash. Notice where the eyelids touch. Become aware of the surface of the eyes. Feel the eyes gently roll backwards away from the eyelids. To bring your awareness to a space of quiet and calm within you. Rest your full attention in this space of quiet and calm. Your safe space. Simply rest here. Breathe here. And give thanks here. Thanks for the strength of your body, for your health, for your vitality. And thanks that we can share this practice this evening. Now gradually start to bring your awareness back. Returning sensation. Wiggling fingers and toes. Wiggling the jaw and the nose. If you wish, take a long stretch through the body. If you prefer, perhaps hug the knees to the chest, releasing the lower back again.